Hi and welcome back to Sweets and Beyond. My name is Ida and today we're going to be baking brownies, but they're going to be peanut butter cheesecake swirl brownies. Here are the ingredients. We have, for the peanut butter cheesecake, you're going to need 4 ounces of cream cheese or half a bar, softened, so room temperature, 1/3 cup of peanut butter, the smooth kind, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 egg yolk, and save the egg whites because we're going to use it for the brownie batter, and 1 tablespoon of milk. For the brownie part, we're going to use half a cup or 1 whole stick of unsalted butter melted, 1 cup of sugar, 1 egg plus the egg white, half a teaspoon of vanilla, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of baking powder, a 1/3 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder, and 2/3 cup of flour. So let's get started. Okay, so I just placed the 4 ounces or half a cup of cream cheese in here, and I'm gonna add the 2 tablespoons of sugar. And it may be loud, but now I'm just gonna combine them, making sure they're well combined. It's essentially for just the sugar to lift up from the bottom. So all we wanted was for them to be just combined. So now we're going to put in the creamy peanut butter. I mean, I don't know if you can use chunky. I guess you could, but I prefer the smooth kind. So now we're going to add the peanut butter, a little bit left. And we're going to add the, oh, you have to see this, wait. Look at my eggie. There it is. Isn't this cute? And now we're going to put the egg yolk in. And we're going to save, remember, save the egg white. So now we're going to shush this together until it's mixed. So now I'm just scraping down the sides, and then we're going to add the tablespoon of milk, and we're going to mix this together again slowly because it has milk in it, so it'll start off slowly, and we're going to mix it until it's smooth. Okay, so it's nice and smooth. So this is the cheesecake part, and like always, I always forget to tell you guys, preheat your oven to 350 degrees. So now we have this part done. Now we're on to the brownie part. So what we're going to do is we're going to mix the flour with the cocoa powder, the baking powder, and the salt. Okay, so we have all these together. So we're going to mix them real quick. Just making sure that everything is the same color. You don't see any white of the flour. Okay, so this part is done. So now in this bowl here, let me move this out of the way so you can see, we're going to place the 1 stick of melted butter, let me get all that butter fat in there. Some cocoa powder stuck in there, and we're going to mix the sugar. We're going to mix this together, make sure it's well combined. Who wouldn't love this? My goodness, butter and sugar. So just make sure it's mixed in. Now we're going to add the other egg. I don't need the eggy for this one, and remember the egg white, and the half a teaspoon of vanilla. Here you go. So we're going to mix this all in, making sure it's well combined, because this then we're going to add it, should have gotten a fork. This should have, this we're going to be mixing into the dry ingredients. So we'll be back when this is mixed up. So it's all mixed up. I apologize, I used a yellow bowl with yellow stuff inside, but now hopefully you can see it there. The color and the consistency it should be. Okay, so now we're gonna just scrape the bowl down. I can't see because it's yellow. Oh, and the vanilla that I use is my own homemade vanilla. I made a video, so go check out my video on how to make your own vanilla. Okay. See, even making a dessert, I make noise. Okay, so now we're just gonna mix this in. It may look different to other people with other let me use the whisk because I'm using dark cocoa. So maybe if you use just regular unsweetened cocoa powder, not the dark kind. I like the dark kind because it is similar to Dutch processed cocoa. So we're gonna mix this up. And it's supposed to be like this because brownies are not supposed to be airy and light. That's what we like, chewy, the denseness. So as soon as this is combined, I have this little plate. You can use it. This is a baking dish. I mean, it could be 4 by 9, I guess. But if you use an 8 by 8 square one, the smaller the better. So this way, the brownies will be nice and tall. They won't be thin. So now I'm done with this batter, and we are going to place not all the batter. So you take your batter and 2/3 of it is gonna be in the bowl. So I'm gonna reserve this part over here. I'm just putting what I'm gonna put in here to the side, and this part we're gonna reserve. So we're gonna put in this part in here. Oops. Okay, so now we're going to flatten it out, and I put parchment paper. If you notice, it has parchment paper, so this way it'll be easier just to take out. So we'll be back when this is smooth. Okay, so now we have it. Don't worry, I know it looks a mess, but trust me, it'll turn out. So now we're going to add the peanut butter cheesecake to it, and this is gonna be our next layer. It's gonna be our next layer. Just gonna scrape it off like that. Scrape it, and then we're gonna smooth it out. This layer is gonna be easier because you already have the other part of it. So just make sure it covers everything. Okay. I am not left-handed. It's uncomfortable sometimes to cook when, I mean, you're used to doing everything fast, not talking, and trying to explain it sometimes. That's why sometimes you hear me that I'm quiet. Okay. So I think this layer is done. Maybe let's scrape off these little bits. Now, remember the reserved chocolate that we had? We're going to put it in little dollops. We're going to put it in. Now with the back of the spoon, we're just going to swirl it. And we're just going to introduce it. So all the layering, it doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to smoosh it around. Oh, I use my word, smoosh. Okay? So now we're going to put this in at a 350-degree oven for at least 25 minutes. So at 25 minutes, insert a toothpick and make sure if it comes out clean, it's done. We'll be back. So here you have it. Peanut butter cheesecake swirl brownies. They took approximately about 30 minutes in the oven. But see, I told you that they would look beautiful. See if you can see the different swirls. See how nice and crunchy it came on top. So please remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Buen provecho. I have to. So you can see it when I cut into it. Here you go. Very good.